Hey, welcome back everybody. So I'm out here in the back of the yard again, and I've still got all of these smaller limbs from the oak tree that I've yet to take the chainsaw to, so that changes today. But I'm probably not going to be able to go through this whole pile just because it is like 90 degrees out here, probably about a 90-degree humidity level, so I'm probably going to limit myself. That way I just don't drain all my energy. But I've got a stick here. I'm going to try to go ahead and make it a uniform size, get me some marks, and start blasting these things out. Having some mic issues right here, but all I'm really seeing is that stick's around 16 inches, and I'm just going for ballpark measurements here. So let's get this thing started. All right, I think I've been out maybe an hour, and I've got to stop. It's just way too hot. So I think me and George are going to move the rest of this wood down that hill. That way it can kind of be somewhat organized and make more room for what's left. It doesn't look like too much, and I guess in reality I really do. But I still got a ways to go. But it's just too hot today. It's just up, and we'll catch back up whenever that day comes. We're done.
Baby, some kind of butterfly. Baby, you get.
All right, I'm back out here. It's been over a week since I was back last out here cutting up some of these logs. It's just been way too hot to be out here. So it's a little milder today, not too much better, but a lot better than the 100-degree weather that we've been having a little over a week or so. But like I said, I'm gonna dive back into these as good as I can. Brought the tractor out here with me. I have a log bunk that I put in the chicken coop so they could roost on it, and that would be a lot easier to use than trying to chop these logs up on the ground. But it's pretty rotten, so I don't want to risk it and bring that thing over here. So I'll just use the tractor and get those off the ground. But before I do that, this big limb right here, you can kind of see that it's growing towards the ground. And when I mow grass, it's been the head every time. So I'm gonna take care of that first, and then we'll get back on these logs. All right, so using the tractor is probably not gonna work, so I'm just gonna try to keep it a little bit old school, prop it up on some logs, and see how much we get done. All right, a little status update. I've been tacking on all the little branches on that pile over there, but now we're getting to a little bit of the bigger stuff, some of these old bigger limbs that are chunked up over here. So now I probably am gonna have to work off the ground and roll these over on the ground, that way I can get all the way through. But we're coming along a lot better than we did last week, just because it's just so much cooler. But we're just about done with this pile, but a little word of warning, my chainsaw chain is very, very dull, and I just don't want to take the time at the moment to go sharpen it. And I've got some bigger stuff over there that I will attack one day, that I will definitely have to sharpen that chain for. But so far we're getting this all churned out a lot better than I thought I was going to, but we still have a long way to go. All right, I've got quite a bit done here. It's a little bittersweet that I was able to get this much taken care of. It's bitter because I'm gonna have to split all this now. That's another big pile of logs I'm gonna have to split to add to the mass amount of splitting that I've been doing, but it's also sweet because now this whole area is just slowly but surely getting cleared out. So I left this log and I left this piece back here for now because my chainsaw, it just needs to be sharpened before it takes on this stuff. So I'll save that for another day. All of these logs, in theory, I'm saving for a sawmill. I have access to one Now, my tractor's not big enough to load most of these, but in theory, like I said, these will go to a sawmill and we'll get some lumber or something out of them. Or if not, they'll just go to firewood. That's probably what they're going to end up doing, but for now, that's what they're here for. And then I've got these really big chunks over here. A few of these, like this one and then one in the back with the V, probably only this big one right here. I can take the chainsaw to it. It'll take forever to go through that, but I'll piece that one up just like I've been doing all these other pieces, and then split it and put it over here. But these other ones, I would like to get out of here. We put them over here out of the way to get out of the way when we were cleaning up the tree. But if I can get those out of here and maybe down to the stump or something, I will get those burned and taken care of and just clear up some of the more of this area. Still plenty to do. But caught a break in the weather. Figured I'd try to take advantage of it today, but it's about to warm back up and we might get some rain today. So I'm glad I'm getting that burn in over there on the stump. But if you made it this far, I want to go ahead and tell you thank you. Go ahead and leave me a comment on stuff that you would do with some of this firewood or ways that you would have approached it. But yeah, like I said, if you made it this far, I want to say I appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.